Halftime at Citizens Field. GHS and Eastside tied 7-7. Joining me now, a very special halftime guest, Mr. Charles Smith of the Florida High School Activities Association. Mr. Smith, the first thing I want to ask you is about the big Florida Classic game that has just been announced today, coming up Wednesday. How did that all come about, and what does that mean for the high school athletics?
Well, Ken, as of late this afternoon, they were still trying to work out some details as to whether or not Scambia would be able to come. The principal had been out of town, and they were waiting for a decision from him. But it would certainly be an exciting football game. Anybody that hasn't seen Emmitt Smith play has really missed a treat. He's one super player, and Cardinal Newman has probably one of the best quarterback prospects in the nation. Excellent player, and they very well could, if they pull it off, would be a very exciting football game. Be good for high school football.
Now, the thing about Escambia, they were twice defending state champions with only one loss, but it's in the district, so they can't go to the playoffs. Do you see perhaps enough of an uproar in coming years that maybe we'll see wild card or at-large teams getting into the state playoffs?
Well, Ken, it's been discussed for a number of years, and at the present time, I don't see any changes being made. It happens in all the sports, and that's one of the exciting things about high school sports. Any given night, somebody can be beat. And with Escambia, a fine football team, and there are a lot of fine football teams that are going to have to be sitting home. But,
going into the playoffs now, how do you see the state of high school athletics in the state of Florida?
Well, we're very proud of the sports program that we have here in Florida. Not only just football, but basketball, our golf, tennis, swimming, just about any sport you want to name. We feel we're head and shoulders above all the other states. They have something to look up to, and that's the state of Florida. We're very proud of our association.
Now, we've had a few years now of the 5 classifications in football. Has that been a good thing for football, and do you see that maybe happening in basketball? There's been some talk about that.
Well, for football, we gave all of the members an opportunity to vote if they wanted to keep the 5 classification. It was overwhelming to stay with the 5 classes, and I believe it's been good for football, and Mr. Roselle agrees that, as well as the board of directors, that it was an experimental thing, and it proved to be worthwhile. The schools want to keep it again, and I think it's been good.
As far as basketball goes, do you see that perhaps?
Well, now, the board of directors at their last meeting instructed the executive secretary, Mr. Roselle, to run a survey and let the schools vote as to whether or not they would like to have 4 classifications, 5 classifications, or 6 classifications in basketball. That will be taken after the first of the year, and then we'll be able to make a decision as to whether or not they want to expand those classifications for the basketball. It would be much easier for basketball because you have so many more teams playing basketball than you do play for football.
Mr. Smith, thank you very much for being our guest.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Mr. Charles Smith of the Florida High School Activities Association. Now enjoy more halftime with the GHS Marching Hurricane Band.